Hey everyone, Jeff Jones here with Violand Management. Today I want to tell you about a subject near and dear to me, marketing. I love all of it. I love how marketing campaigns have a direct effect on our culture and the way we interact with people. Take the Pledge of Allegiance. Did you know that that's a result of a marketing campaign? There's a company that wanted to sell more American flags, so they had an essay contest. Why do we have casual Fridays? Where'd that come from? It was a marketing campaign. Levi's came out with a new style of pants called Dockers, wanted to give people a reason to buy and wear them. My good friends here at AR Restoration sent me this mug. Thank you very much. AR Restoration, great company. They help you lower your ARs, speed up collections, improve your cash flow. Ow! Hot! Hot! I did not think that one through. That's a effective coffee mug there, AR Restoration. Hey, when you have things like Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and Tim Hortons on every street corner in this country, you would start to think that we actually drink a lot more coffee now than ever before, right? Wrong. See, what happened was companies came along with some marketing campaigns that convinced you that coffee was bad for you. It caused heart disease and death. Instead, they convinced our society that we need to drink more of these sugary sodas and energy drinks, which then turned around and caused obesity and diabetes and death. We actually drink about half the amount of coffee that we did in the 1950s. If you come with me down to Captiva Island, Florida, you are going to have the best bacon of your life. It's South Seas Resorts, where we do our annual business planning retreats in November every year. The single best bacon. Why do you eat bacon for breakfast? We don't eat other types of other types of pork for breakfast. Why bacon? Because Big Bacon is the ultimate business genius. First, they invented bacon, so kudos on that one. But also, they convinced us as a society that bacon is a breakfast food, and it's the ultimate breakfast food. You know how they did it? They wanted to get in the mind of the American consumer, so they hired Sigmund Freud's nephew to figure that one out. Obviously, it worked. But it goes on beyond just your message, folks. The logo for BBC. This piece of crap cost them $1.5 million to develop. I am so ridiculously underpaid. $1.5 million for that. Twitter got theirs for 15 bucks. It's a piece of clip art. But then you look at the branding, the names of the different companies. Where's that come from? There was a guy who had a snack food. He was struggling. He couldn't get people to relate to his product. So he hired these marketing geniuses to come up with something. They sat down with him and said, in our opinion, we think your real life name would probably be the best bet. Why don't you go with that? Or Orville Redenbacher. That's where it came from. Scott Tackett, that's pretty simplistic, right? Scott Tackett's going to tell you the marketing people, myself included, are the most overpaid people in your entire company. But this is a guy whose career is centered around telling you it's your job to give your employees hot cocoa and coloring books when they feel sad. So, which one of us is really, overpaid? Good. Here's what I want you to do. Marketing is about one thing only. It's creating an emotional response in your customers. If I say things like Mercedes or Apple or Disney, you buy Apple because you want to feel innovative. It creates that emotional response. Where does that come from? That comes from positioning. This book was written in the 1980s. It is still the best, 1980. It's the best book you're ever going to read when it comes to marketing. There's not a lot of new science in my world. Another reason I gravitated to this profession. Read this book, Positioning. Then I want you to sit down. I want you to develop your plan in how you're going to come up with a message that creates an emotional response in your customers. Because if you're going out right now and you're pitching customer service, folks, you are doomed. Okay? That's not an emotional response. That's an expectation. In fact, that's kind of the barrier of entry for somebody to want to do work with you is they're going to have to figure you do good customer service. All you're doing is you're telling them that you're going to meet their barrier of entry. Okay, if I go and talk to my good friends at JC Restoration up in Chicagoland or Christian Brothers out in San Diego or Master Restoration down in Clearwater, they can answer that question real quick. How do they create an emotional response in their customers? If you can't, sit down and write that plan and how you're going to do it. If you need help, give us a call. We got a great retreat in Captiva Island, Florida. There's bacon and coffee. 800-360-3513. Have a great week. We'll see you soon. Bye.